Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome back to Campfire series here at Startup Namibia. Before we start, let's, we are practicing social distancing.
Definitely.
Whew.
Yeah. Let us breathe a little bit.
Yeah, let's breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. It's another Thursday. My name is Leda Gungarip. I'm the communications and marketing expert for Startup Namibia. And I'm your host for the second session of Campfire. When it's winter, you wanna get warm a little bit.
Yeah.
Sit around the fire, discuss some things, drink some Java. Today, my guest is Kevin from Kesa Media. Say hi to everyone.
Hi. How's everyone doing tonight, or rather this evening?
And joining us from Swakopmund is Heinrich Hafeni, local entrepreneur in the tourism sector. He'll be joining us through the modern magic of online conferencing, video call. We are delighted once again to have our sign language interpreter, Ms. Helena Alwendo. Welcome, and let's have a great night together again. And I want to really, last week was the first session we had of the Campfire, and it was such an explosion of great moments. I want to thank Mercy, Ms. Sidombeko, and also all of you that tuned in. It was a great success. Thank you once again. I think we can get the show started with Kevin because he's in studio with us. Kevin, we've got the big five in the African jungles and bushes.
Big five animals.
Yeah, I mean, which one would you describe yourself as and why?
It's an interesting question. It's quite an interesting question, but I would say a buffalo. I know that people are now wondering, oh no, Kevin, why are you not calling yourself a lion? But reason why I would say a buffalo is because buffalo's strength is within the team. They move together in order to get to a location, as well as also keeping themselves safe. And then also number two, they are highly adaptive animals. So basically meaning if there's no food in this savanna, they're gonna move to the next savanna. Do you understand? They're not just gonna stay in one place. And so that is how I would describe myself, that I like working in a team as well as also being highly adaptive.
Well, that's very interesting. I mean, if you look at the buffalo, he's not a small guy, right?
Yeah.
But even he needs to work in a team to make things possible.
Yeah. Exactly, most definitely later go. Yeah.
Now, if the buffalo had technology,
yeah.
So you're basically a buffalo that works in the tech industry.
Yes.
I want you to talk a little bit about your background in terms of where you come from and how you got into business, and to tell us a little bit about Kesa Media.
Yes. And so basically how I got into this industry was that I was first studying at the College of the Arts. This was now 2013 to 2014. I was now, my first experience was now studying sound technology. And then from there, I got the opportunity now to go and study in Dublin, Ireland for 2 years to now further my studies. Then I was there for 2014, 2015. Came back, and then I now started working in the live industry at a local events production company, right? And so basically I had now my studio experience coming from my studies, and then when I now worked that year in now 2016, that was where I got now my live experience from. And so obviously in between there, I was now fiddling around with cameras and also new media production, etc., whatnot. And so that was now how I now became sort of a well-rounded individual. And then in 2017, I resigned to be able to now set into motion what is now Kesa Media.
Just to cut you short,
Yes, yes.
what was that moment? I mean, when did you decide, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to go
Yeah.
out and I'm going to do my own thing?
Yeah. I would say it is because when I was working at that event production company, like I had my own company that I was in partnership with someone else. And so during that year when I was working, I thought, okay, I will be able to come and work during the day and then build my business on the side. It wasn't possible because, as you know, when you work in events, you work until maybe 3-4 in the morning. And so then basically from there, that was when I then just decided, okay, I have to actually resign to be able to build my business. And yes, of course, yes, it was a plunge, but it's also one of those where even when I was in high school, I don't know, there were voices in my head always telling me that you will work to gain experience somewhere, but ultimately you're going to become an entrepreneur. And I don't know what it was, but thank goodness I had those crazy thoughts in my head. And so then that was the spark that I needed to be able to get out there and then venture out on my own.
And how long was that? I mean, you decided today, and then after 3 months you were on your own, or was it more rapid? How long was the process from thinking it to doing it?
Yes. Thinking it was, I would say, towards the end of 2016. I would say maybe in about October. So that was now when I thought to myself, okay, I have to. I now have to resign. But then obviously we were in peak season, and so I did not want to just now leave my team dry, so to speak. And then I then went into my boss's office, and then I just told him, look, this is the end of the road for me. No hard feelings, but I would like to pursue my dream, which is now my company. And it was a tough conversation to have because I did have nerves walking up into it. But then at the end of the day, you just need to buckle down and just go and follow your dreams, And then that was what happened.
Absolutely. And looking at your team and where you are today, and also for the viewers, because you say events production company, but I mean, what does it mean? What do you guys do?
Okay. And so basically, to break it down to the audience, so what we do at Kesa Media, we provide stage, sound, lighting, audio visuals for rentals for various types of events, conferences, weddings, live events, live stream events, etc., along with photography and videography. So this can be in studio, event coverage, or just photography and videography for casual matters, maybe like a wedding or a birthday photo shoot, etc. And then our latest service now is web design. So basically, we now got into that space start of last year, and so that is now what we're now just trying to get into as well. And then the last service is music production as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you can see it's a very wide array of things that you do.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I'll be advised by the production team when we are ready to take on Hafeni. So just give me a sign. But meanwhile, we'll keep talking. To everyone that's watching, you can send your comments on our Facebook page. But today is a big day because today during the show we are going to announce the winner of the 1,000 Namibian dollars for the demand survey. So if you're one of the people that answered our demand survey, stay tuned because today you could be walking away with a cool 1,000 Heinrichs. And you have to have your phone on because we're going to call you if you win. And then if you don't answer, we'll call the next person. So guys, be ready. All right, back to you, Kevin. We are in the age of technology. What do you think technology, what role do you think technology plays with regards to leveling the playing field? I mean, you've got big established companies, but sometimes technology can help you to enter because equipment might be cheaper.
Exactly, yes. So I would say where technology has been to our advantage. Now, this is not to say that other people are now disadvantaged. But it's just certainly for us to have been able to move at such a pace is that certainly our online space with our advertising in terms of now being on Facebook, uploading our videos on YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter. And so basically all of these social medias have allowed us to, they have allowed us to be able to get our brand out there in a more efficient and more cost-effective way than, let's say, a production company that started 15 years ago, 10 years ago, right? And so that's not the one advantage. Second advantage is that with now newer technology, because we are young, we are also able to adapt to newer technologies. I would feel quicker than maybe our competitors, etc. And as well as also our team is also fairly young, and we also like to be able to know everything that that basically we are doing like within our industry. So in terms of like we'll maybe have our audio visuals technician, he will be also fluent in Photoshop, he'll also be fluent in Lightroom, for example. You see, and so there's a lot of interchangeability as well when it comes to newer technologies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just want to say hi to Heike Hickey Divine Coericious. That's a real name. And she says technically creative.
Yeah.
So she's giving you props. Thank you for watching, Heike.
Hello.
And we also want to, in the same breath, thank the GIZ as well as the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade for their support and for making Campfire series a great success and making it possible. So I think Kelsey, your colleague, is also watching. She said it's a big day because Kesa Media is in the house. So if we are moving on, I wonder with regards to COVID-19, it's really been a tough blow, and it's taking longer than we expected for the sector to come back. What is your experience with COVID-19?
Okay, so our experience was as soon as the first two cases came in, basically all of the events that we had scheduled for the following week, they all unfortunately had to be cancelled. And so basically our experience hasn't been a pleasant one financially, but I would say that definitely within this period we were now able to reflect and to be able to even catch up on like a few things that we maybe neglected or that we didn't now look into updating things like maybe like our company profile, etc. and whatnot. And so while yes, again, financially it's not been great, but at least there's been an opportunity, there's been some respite to at least reflect and to be able to get things in order so that we're able to propel forward once hopefully COVID-19 leaves our shores sooner than later. Well,
I look forward to hearing about your training programs in the near future. I'm getting some. Are we ready for Afeni? Okay, good. So we'll continue. But a quick reminder to all the Startup Namibia family out there, guys, don't forget that today is the 11th, is it?
Yeah.
That's the 11th. And tomorrow is the 12th, which means that it's the deadline for the PPE kits applications. So make sure that you take tonight or tomorrow to apply if you're still interested in getting a PPE kit. The PPE kit, we are giving away 1,000 kits that will be distributed nationwide. It contains 2 liters hand wash, 2 liters sanitizer, 2 liters disinfectant, and 5 face masks per kit. You know that you can apply up to tomorrow, and you can apply on our website, startupnam.org. I'll repeat that, www.startupnam.org. And women-owned businesses, as well as those who are in the 14 regions, are encouraged to apply. So to come back to you, if you look at challenges for a young person in this sector, you said there are established companies. What are some of the lessons that you have taken away that can help others that want to, maybe not in events production, but in other sectors? What challenges did you encounter, and how did you overcome them?
Yes. So basically, one of the big challenges is now to get your company registered, right? It is because basically it can be overwhelming. That is now certainly what happened when we now first started out. In terms of now going to BIPA, going to City of Windhoek, going to Ministry of Finance, getting registered, and all of these things. So those are overwhelming. And so basically what I've noticed is that a lot of younger entrepreneurs, they don't want to go through that hassle. They would rather just start a business, logo,
get paid into their personal account.
Then exactly, yes. Then they get it paid into their personal account, as well as they now just decide, okay, no, look, like my company, I'm just gonna create a logo, business cards, and then literally just start operating like that. And so then basically, then you now begin to wonder, okay, no, but after 2 years, my company isn't growing the way that I wanted it to grow. And so my advice, or what I'm trying to lead to, is start out with getting registered. Register your company the whole way through. It's going to be painful. I mean, going to BIPA, standing in the lines to get registered, going to Ministry of Finance, going to City of Windhoek, going to SME, going to the bank as well, going to Ministry of Finance, all of these things. But my advice would also be, do it in December, because that was when we did it, because that's when the lines are a lot less. I've noticed December, January, that is the best time to apply.
Well, that's great advice. Yeah. And you know that we were running, and we'll talk about the grant later, but we were running the COVID-19 startup grant. Yeah. And we noticed that a lot of young people don't have established businesses and registered businesses. Yeah. So we really, again, like to encourage startups that are out there. Yeah. Get your business registered. Make sure that you have a business account, and don't do things through NamPost or other means. Make sure that it's really, even if it's just $500 that goes through your account on a bi-weekly basis, make sure that you use your account. Make sure you register with Social Security Commission.
Yeah, that is
get your SME certificate, because it's good for you. And when we offer platforms such as the grant, we look at these things, and then your business might have a lot of potential, and you might tick all the other dots, but if you don't have documents, we can't support you. And the startup grant ended, but hint, there might be something coming up in the following 2-3 months. Let's keep our fingers crossed. We're still waiting. Technology is a challenge. Like my friend Yellow Solo used to say, there's a helicopter in the monitor. Every time when he's about to perform, and they always take long. Then you would say, there's a helicopter in the monitor.
My goodness. So
please bear with us as we are waiting for Hafeni to join us. We have a lot of questions for Kevin. So if you're looking at the startup infrastructure, the startup sector in Namibia, what do you find exciting? Where are the pockets that you're like, oh, that's interesting. That business could go somewhere, so on. You don't have to mention names, but what interesting things are you seeing in the sector?
Interesting things that I've seen: transport. I know, like it's very, very wide from what I'm doing. Transport, almost Uber-style transport as well. That is an interesting sector. It is because basically there are only, to my knowledge, 2 companies that are doing it that are at least in my face, right? One is a big company, one is generally a startup. You see, so I do think that one is exciting, and also think that generally anything that has to do with technology. What I now mean by what I mean now by technology would be now, like more social media platforms, web designing, web maintenance, being able to do videos like in a creative space, so those would be the sectors I would say now, transport as well as also technological sectors. So I do think that there's a lot of excitement there. There's a lot of potential there.
And do you think? Do you see a lot of innovation there, or is it more taking what's already there and applying it?
Yes. I do think that there is innovation. Innovation in the sense that they are taking old methods that have been tried and tested, but they're just reapplying it to be able to meet a newer and younger market. Do you understand? And so basically that would be my take on it, really.
Okay, cool. We will need to take a short break now, but I just want to remind everyone, if you did the survey, if you responded to the startups demand survey, be ready, because we're going to choose the winner and we're going to call you and just congratulate you. If your phone is not on, you're going to miss out. We're taking a short break. Back shortly.
Hi, my name is Odidi Gaseb, also known as Zoe. I'm the founder and director of African Naturals Production, a cosmetics company based in Namibia. And due to COVID-19, we decided to use our formulation skills to make hand sanitizers and hand washes. And we'd like to encourage everyone to wash their hands, apply sanitizers, and wear the mask. Thank you.
Hi everyone, we are back. We are back live, guys, and we are finally online with Heinrich Hafeni from Swakopmund. Heinrich, can you hear me? Let's try to make it through, even though the technology challenges. Okay, Heinrich, welcome to Campfire, and thank you so much for joining us. Can I ask you just tell us who is Heinrich Hafeni and what makes him tick? Who is this?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, okay, let me try. Maybe put that. Oh, Heinrich Hafeni is maybe an entrepreneur and a joyful young, dreamer from Namibia. I'm the executive founder and, owner of Hafeni Tourism Namibia, a company that specializes in tourism. And among our products that we have Hafeni Tradition, previously we had Hafeni Bed and Breakfast, Hafeni Tours and Travel. So under that banner, that's what I'm relevant as a Namibian, number one, and obviously I am an event, inspirational person who likes to see that I like to inspire people to move from B, where B is the better place. Besides that, as I said, I'm just an ordinary Namibian who has that we can move to B, where B is an extraordinary place. and think entrepreneur growth, and growing together with like-minded, positive people of our society, and make our society great and inspire the Namibian child and many others. In a nutshell, the package is, it's big. As I said, I'm not somebody that just satisfied by the moment, but I rather, looking at what is the legacy that I'll leave behind one day as a young Namibian, and what I might have contributed to my country. Thank you in a nutshell.
Thanks for that that very elaborate and clear picture of who Hafeni is. But listen, you are in an industry that is like really difficult to operate normally. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey? I mean, why did you decide to go into tourism? Was it by chance? What was your journey? Please share it with us.
My journey as a business person. You're correct?
Yes.
Yeah. My journey is obviously when I started business. Obviously, I have a apology. You guys must forgive me because I'm again technologically challenged here. As a result, I could hear a little bit what you're asking me, but I have just be forgiven. But just to move on and try to meet you halfway. I have started about 9 years ago. Prior to that, prior to joining the entrepreneurial landscape, I was fortunate to, started my career in the tourism and hospitality sector as a dishwasher many moons ago. And later on, I got inspired to become a waiter, which a job I loved very much. And from there, I had an opportunity to work in 14 countries as a safari tour leader and guide, and taking people around from Southern Africa to East Africa. An opportunity, obviously, at a young age, I was always very fascinated to become a breadwinner. Obviously, I will always be inspired by my mother and my grandma, having brought, us up. So obviously, salute to all the mothers who have been doing an incredible day. They inspired me to want to be a better person when I grew up, and as a result, I, became fascinated, seeing images of entrepreneurs and people who have been doing great work.
Hafeni, are you still there? I think you're frozen. Okay, I think we have lost Hafeni for a while, but he was talking about his passion. He traveled 14 African countries as a waiter, as a safari guide. Sorry, he started his career as a waiter. And he says that during that time he learned so much, traveling and learning from other countries. You were in Dublin. Can you tell us about the distance between us and them in terms of technology and so on, or are we close?
Yes. In terms of technology, I feel like we are behind. Now, are we far behind? I don't think we're far behind, but we are behind. I think we're maybe behind by, my guess would maybe be 5 years, 5 to 10 years.
Welcome back, guys. We would like to apologize to all our viewers, on Facebook across the world that really, had to sit down for 10 minutes and wait for us. Thank you for waiting. We are back, and let the good times roll.
Yeah, let the show go on.
If we can go back to that question, I was asking you before it got interrupted, if you were just looking at yourself from your experience, first year, College of the Arts, you've got 50K in your pocket. Do you think it would be possible for you to leave school and start this business that you have? And would it be possible? And don't forget, you've got YouTube, you've got online tools that you can learn and grow. Can you tell me a little bit about how that would work out?
Yes. So basically, like I do think that you would be able to make a success of yourself even with first year experience. Like it's because there are a lot of platforms to be able to learn from, like i.e. YouTube, and there are some online short courses, etc., like for Photoshop and like Final Cut Pro and for the works, basically, right? But I would like to emphasize on how important having experience in your field is, right? Like it's so that basically, like you need to have the work experience to be able to consolidate what you've learned in your college years or in your course, right? But again, this is also not to say that you are going to be more of a success, but I just think that having the relevant experience for your field vastly aids your outcome. So to anybody who is maybe at College of the Arts or wherever it is you are with a 50K, I would suggest first try and get into that field through employment first, and then maybe just work a year to maximum, I would say 5 years, but still hold on to your 50,000. And then from there, you will then be able to see that you will have fast-tracked a lot of the learning that you would maybe struggle to get if you just went from college straight into business. But again, nothing is black and white when it comes to entrepreneurship.
Right, exactly. And I want to go on that point. I mean, there are some fields, photography is one, where you really don't even, in my opinion, where you don't need to go and work for someone to learn the craft.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, I've seen, Vilio is a good example. There's just a guy that started shooting and then posting on Facebook. We did the same. And then before you know it, he's really good. But the business aspect, we really have to spend time in a business environment to understand that. You can't just be a great photographer and run a business. What do you think about that?
Exactly, yes. That now basically ties into sentiment that a lot of SMEs are urged to be able to also not only be good at your craft, but you also have to do, i.e. the boring stuff, which is filing your taxes, going to BIPA to get certificates renewed, going to SME to get your certificates renewed, filing, banking, accounting, reconciling your books at the end of every month, going to Ministry of Finance and submitting your returns, and basically everything that comes with even now being able to give a quotation, client relations, being able to consolidate a quotation, turn it into an invoice. I mean, all of these things are the boring work, which again, personally, I don't enjoy it, but again, it is something you have to get into yourself, certainly when you're starting out as an entrepreneur. As much as you want to do the productions, as much as you want to do the creative aspect, you have to start there. You have to, let me rephrase by not saying start there, but you have to really focus where your weakness is, so that would basically be my advice.
And what do you think, I mean, looking at COVID-19, and I think the sector might take a few steps back, right? And if you go back a few years, we used to barter like hell. Can you do this for me? I'll do something for you, kind of thing. Do you see that coming back now that, the impact of COVID-19 is being felt and people don't have money?
Yes, like I do feel that will certainly impact business to be able to at least now try to get up from where you've fallen due to the impact of COVID-19. So I do think that yes, there will certainly be, okay, if you can scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, just to be able to help each other. It is so that we are able to get back to somewhat normality after now the impact of COVID-19.
Time is catching up with us, but I just want you to talk a little bit about the power of interns. First of all, from the perspective of an intern, how important is it for you just to do something for free? But also from the perspective of a startup, the extra pair of hands, just to know someone that can pick that up, or they can take care of a time lapse, or stand next to this speaker. Can you tell us about your experience with interns and their value?
Yes. Okay, and so now basically right now we actually currently have an intern with us now. We have him, I believe, now for 3 months or so, completing a 6-month internship. And I would definitely say that the value in having an intern, is that basically, you are giving this person skills so that they are able to apply them in whatever industry they choose to go into, right? But in terms of now helping me and my brand out, and now the intern is now able to at least now write, they are now able now to write cover letters, they're able to fill out expressions of interest, they're also able now to go into meetings and take minutes for you. They're also able to go to meetings themselves and also be able to ask now the questions that you would ask, but in your absence as well. And and so basically, I think that is very, very important that when you do get interns, that you are able to allow them to understand the processes within the company, but also to be able to give them the necessary skills to be able to thrive, even if they are not maybe interested in this field anymore. So, that's
right.
That's my take.
Before we go to the exciting part, I know everybody's waiting to find out who won those 1,000 big bucks. Before we are going immediately to that, but I just want to tell everyone about Startup Namibia. As you already know, Startup Namibia is the new kid on the block. We are here to help startups to really accelerate their growth and to move from idea to innovation to income. It is a joint Namibian-German technical cooperation project for sustainable economic development. It's funded by the German government, implemented by GIZ, together with the Namibian Ministry of Industrialization and Trade. We also work very closely with the Ministry of Higher Education and Innovation, as well as the City of Windhoek. We're very grateful to the City of Windhoek for the space that we occupy here at the Bokamoso Entrepreneurial Center. As time goes on, we are very excited to be having a building that will serve as a one-stop shop for all entrepreneurs. So you'll be able to come with your idea, and then together with you, we can work on it and make it into something bigger, including having services for printing and producing different kinds of materials and helping startups to get the minimal viable product. So we look forward in the near future to have you at that one-stop shop. And without a further ado, it is time to announce our winner. I'm going to ask Kevin to help me out. Kevin, please read the name, and then I'll make the call.
Okay. I need a drum roll. And the first winner is Victory Shiweda. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Yeah.
Cool.
Victory Shiweda.
Victory.
And
we hope your phone is on.
Yes, we hope your phone is on, Victory.
6, 8,
this is a victorious occasion for this young individual.
Okay, 6830243. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Good evening, Victory. How are you? Good. My name is Leidago. I'm calling from Startup Namibia.
From?
Startup Namibia. You remember that you you helped us with the survey.
Yes.
I have some good news for you, my friend.
What's up?
You have won 1,000 Namibian dollars because we made a small competition and you were the winner.
Okay.
How do you feel?
It's so great. I didn't expect this.
You didn't expect it.
No.
Okay, so we want to thank you again for really taking the time and for entering the demand survey. Your comments really will help us to shape our products so that we can, respond better to startups. And in the morning, I'll call you and then we can talk business.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Be waiting for a call.
Okay.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was fast and easy.
Yeah.
Nice
and easy. Yeah. There we go.
A guy that is close to his phone,
Yeah.
that's a businessman.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a few minutes. Let's talk about communication. And this is a good example. How important do you think communication is for startups? Because, sometimes we get stuck. There's something you can't deliver and or you're running a little late.
Yeah.
How important is it? It is embarrassing sometimes to talk to the client and to say, I couldn't do this or I can't do it on time. But how do you deal with situations like that?
Yes. My number one thinking like it is always just to try and be honest with the client, just to be able to tell them, okay, cool, look, you want me to be able to deliver this within a day. You just need to be able to tell them, if you can't, explain to them why you can't do it, and like I feel just the number one communication is honesty, right? It is because at the end of the day, if you are now honest with delivering a particular product maybe on this time and you deliver it that time, then it helps to build up a rapport with the client. It is so that then the second time, then the client, even without having to put pressure on you, they'll know, Kevin is the man for the job. So I would say that number one, just be honest. Just try and be as plain and as simple to read for the client. It is because sometimes, clients are coming with pressures that you are not aware of, and it's so that you're just able to accommodate the client, and if it's something that you're not able to do at that particular time, just to communicate it to the client, give them alternatives. Yeah.
Perfect. As we're rounding off, can you give just a passing note, as we're saying goodbye, what is your key advice for people that are, maybe they are working for someone now, like you were, and then they just need to make that step, what are some of the things they should be careful of as they make their transition, and what advice can you give them to make the jump?
Okay, so number one, have the savings. Just try and at least save some money. It is because when you start out, you're not going to immediately start seeing now certainly the results that you were maybe hoping for when you started out. And so basically, I would suggest to them, firstly, like when you do make the jump, at least have some money available. It is so that if you're maybe renting or if you maybe have a car that you have to pay off, or maybe you don't want to be asking your parents for money because you've been working maybe for 3-4 years or so, just to at least have that savings. To be able to make the jump, like I think there are various factors, but I think that you have to listen to your gut. And if you feel like the time is now, if you definitely feel like, okay, my time is now, jump. Even if the timing is not perfect, even if the situations maybe surrounding your decision are not perfect, there is a saying that goes, there is must no better time than now. So take the plunge. But like I'm saying, also just make sure that you have enough savings to be able to sustain yourself for the months or maybe the years that you're not going to be making what you were maybe making at your job. You see, just to be able to take you through.
No, thank you. You know,
Thank you.
you and me, we can talk for hours
Yeah.
about things like that, but the time was limited.
Yeah.
I'd like to extend an apology to our friend Heinrich Feni, who is in Swakopmund. Technology bullied us today, but we're going to get on top of it.
Yeah.
We are going to finish that conversation that we started with you on the tourism sector. So our sincere apologies. We're at the end, guys. I would like to say thank you to everyone that tuned in. Today we couldn't take your questions because of the technological challenges. But next time we'll make sure we are ready to accommodate all your questions. I would also like to thank, the German government and GIZ, our implementing partner, along with the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade. I'd like to thank our partners, the Ministry of Higher Education and Innovation, and the City of Windhoek, and of course, our superstar interpreter, Miss Awendo, who taught me something nice. Okay, everybody's looking. All right, look at this. See you next time. Look at that. Thank you for teaching me that, and see you next time, guys. I have to see you